I am Damon from Pulling Money Trading. If you are new to this channel, click the subscribe button, press the notification to get notified when I post new videos. Alright, so this week I'm going to be doing some technical analysis for November 28th to December 3rd. But before we get into it, I normally have some trading rules that I will run through. Trading rules. The aim is to consistently pull money out the market. No trading strategy is 100% effective. Don't risk more than 2% of your account balance on any one trade. Use at least a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio when taking a trade. Eliminate the fear of losing. Losing is a must in trading. Trade your trading system over and over, win or lose. Ensure that your trading system have at least a 50% win rate. Making money trading solely depends on the trader, not the trading system. It takes military style discipline to be a successful trader. Alright, let's head over to Trading View. Right, so I'm here on Trading View. Okay, so I'm on the US dollar Canadian. Okay, so in my last video I said that the US dollar Canadian will come into this area, get some resistance, which it did. So I was correct. So the US CAD came into this area right here, got some resistance, pull back, right, came into this area for support and is taking out this area. So for this week technical analysis, let me go over to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, the US CAD is trying to break back into this uptrend. So currently the US CAD is bullish, right? So let me go over to the 4-hour time frame. Right, so US CAD is currently creating higher highs and higher lows. So the US CAD is expected to take out this area right here. But the US CAD is also expected to gain some resistance in this area. So the US CAD is currently respecting the bull trend. So the US CAD is expected to come back into this area, meet up on some resistance and pull back. if you're a trend trader, it's advisory to trade with the trend. So I would advise you to wait for the USCAD to pull back into this higher high right here and look for a buy trade. If this higher high fail to support the USCAD will pull back into this higher low for support and push further up. However, if the USCAD fail to support itself in this area, it will push further down into this lower low for support. So that's it for the USCAD. So let's move over to the gold. I'm on the 4-hour chart. In my last video, I said the gold would come back into this area for support, and it did. The gold has supported itself in this area and was trying to break back through this area, but however, the USCAD failed to break out of this area, so it's expected to push further down. So for the weekly time frame, the goal is creating lower highs and lower low. So it's starting a bear trend. So currently the gold is in a bear trend. So the gold is expected to take out this area if it is respecting the bear trend and come into this area, meet upon some resistance. However, if the gold fail to take out this area right here, it will come back into this area for support. So if you're a trend trader, it is advisory to trade with the trend. So wait for the gold to come back into this area before placing a sell trade. So that's it for the gold. Wait for the gold to take out this area and make a pullback into this area for support. So that's it for the gold. Let's move over to the GBP USD. In my last video, I said the GBP USD would push further down, and it did. So the GBP USD came back into this area for support and took out this lower low. So the GBP USD is currently in a bear trend. On the weekly time frame, the GBP USD is creating lower highs and lower low. So the GBP USD is in a bear trend. Let's go over to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame is confirming the bear trend. It's creating lower highs and lower lows. So let's go over to the 4-hour time frame, where I normally look my entry points. So the GBP USD came back into this area for support and is expecting to push further down. However, if the GBP USD failed to support itself in this area, this lower low right here, it will push further up into this lower high for support. However, if this lower high failed to support itself, the GBP USD will push further up and try to start a bull trend. So however, the GBP USD is expected to support itself in this area and push further down to continue the bear trend. So if you are a trend trader, you should trade with the trend and seek a sell trade in this area or in this area. So the GBP USD is expected to gain some resistance in this area. So that's it for the GBP USD. Let's head over to the Bitcoin. Now the Bitcoin has started a bear trend. So the Bitcoin was expected to come into this area, gain some resistance. However, it did. The Bitcoin gained some resistance at this lower low right here and push up into this area for support. So the Bitcoin is expected to take out this area right here and push further down. So if you're a trend trader, you should trade with the trend and wait for the Bitcoin to come back into this lower low right here for support. If the Bitcoin fails to support itself at this lower low, it will come back into this lower high for support. If the Bitcoin fails to support itself at this lower high, it will push further up and try to start a bull trend. The Bitcoin is expecting to come into this area and gain some resistance. So that's it for the Bitcoin. Wait for the Bitcoin to pull back into this area and push further down. So let's head over to the GBP JPY. Now the GBP JPY, in my last video I said that the GBP JPY will come into this area for support and push further down. I was right. Now this area failed to support itself with the GBP JPY. So the GBP JPY came into this area and gained some resistance. However, the GBP JPY is respecting the bear trend, creating lower highs and lower low. So the GBP JPY is expected to pull back into this lower low right here for support. Now if this lower low fail to support itself, the GBP JPY will push further up and take out this and come into this lower high for support. Now if this lower high fail to support itself, the GBP JPY will push further up and try to start a bull trend. So once the GBP JPY take out this area, the GBP JPY will push further down into this area and gain some resistance. So if you're a trend trader, you should trade with the trend and wait for the GBP JPY to pull back into this area for a sell trade. Now, no technical analysis is 100% accurate. So if you are trading my technical analysis, you should trade at your own risk. That's it for the GBP JPY. Let's head over to the Euro USD. Now the Euro USD is in a bear trend. The Euro USD was expected to come into this area, gain some resistance, which it did. So the Euro USD is expected to come back into this area for support. Once more, if this area failed to support itself for the second time, the Euro USD will push further up into this area for support. So because the Euro USD came into this area once before for support, this area may not hold itself. So watch out for this area, how the Euro USD react to this lower high right here. So if this lower high fail to support itself, Euro USD will come back into this lower high for support. So watch this area carefully before making a sell trade. And the Euro USD created a double bottom, which is a symbol of a reversal. So watch this area carefully. So that's it for the Euro USD. Let's head over to the Ethereum. So the Ethereum is currently in a bear trend. So the Ethereum tried to break out of the bear trend but failed. So the Ethereum couldn't create two higher highs and higher low, so it failed to create starter uptrend, so it break back into a downtrend. So the Ethereum is trying to get a sense of direction. So if the Ethereum respect the downtrend, the Ethereum would pull back into this area right here for support and push further down. Now, however, if this area fail to support the Ethereum will push further up into this area and try to continue to create the uptrend. Now on the weekly time frame, the Ethereum is bullish. So this move is actually a correction on the weekly time frame. So watch this area carefully. As Ethereum is trying to get a sense of direction. So that's it for the Ethereum. Remember to trade at your own risk. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification for more videos. Thanks for watching.